Hey, Kickoff here. Welcome to Market Monday. A lot to go through today, so let's get right to it after this word from our sponsor. Rock Bottom Coins is the #1 place to get your Madden 21 coins. If you make coins for my videos, sell them to Rock Bottom. If you're buying, use my code GUTBOX for 15% off. Alright, so Ultimate Kickoff is on its way, and we know this due to a few reasons. One, it's the kickoff and you got it last year. Two, this Mutt Insider account that somebody at EA's offices started up to try and get I don't know, this swell of anticipation. They could just communicate this to us, right? They don't have to do like some sort of mystery stuff. They could just say, hey, you get like on their main account, did you hear this thing on Thursday that might be coming? I don't know, whatever. I guess we just got the information this way instead of them being like open and honest with like a schedule or something like MLB The Show does. But Insider saying a new promo is coming Thursday. Oh yeah, good job, Insider. I don't know, it's weird. I don't know. They're trying to get on like the Mutt Leaks thing, and it's weird. Anyways, we also know due to this leak, the Ultimate Kickoff promo is here because they went over it in the GMM stream. They kind of forgot to blur this part over here out. And we'll get through all of it, everything. Well, and let's talk about this first. Complete these sets to earn Ultimate Kickoff players and Team Performance collectibles. So, Team Performance collectibles has us thinking it's similar to last year, which we'll circle back to in a second. Up here is a blanked out, as you can see, photoshopped out alternate currency. This is unless there's building one big debate, this is generally meaning an alternate currency is coming, which is going to have huge ramifications on the market, which we'll get to in a second. So, Ultimate Kickoff. Basically confirmed for Thursday. Get your hats on. It's time to go. It's great time for investments and everything. Ultimate Kickoff. Last year, I feel like I was in a sea of boos when I said I didn't mind Ultimate Kickoff. I didn't mind it at all. A lot of people were angry at the promo. I thought this is a great investor's dream, and maybe it's because my mentality for this whole game is like I'm in it for the long run. So like if something that's going to pay off in like a month and a half, we're going to make a ton of coins off of it. I'm like, yes. But other people that are more like, maybe they'll only play Madden for like a month or two before going to like Call of Duty. They'll be off the game by then. Maybe they don't appreciate that as much as like us, true like long grinders. So everybody has a different perspective on it because they weren't like they didn't come out outside of 4 cards day one as like god tier cards. It wasn't until our teams won and they got upgraded for them to get good cards. So anyways, Ultimate Kickoff, alternate currency coming. Let's go look through. Should I talk about market ramifications first or go through the players that we got last year? Let's do players last year before we go into market ramifications. So, what do we get last year? These things are showing 93 overalls, but they all started lower, 83 overalls. And if you won 10 games, you got upgraded an overall each week with the new win. So, it was a good thing to get like Ramcheck right here. He ended up at his peak going for 350,000 coins or right around there if I remember correctly. And that was like kind of like before the end of it, right? Before he got to his final 93 form, because the Saints, kind of won a lot more games, maybe won more games than people thought they were going to win, but he was a great investment. A lot of these things were great investments because a lot of these things right away went from about 100, some of them down to 70. Kind of the loser teams were more towards 70-ish early on. But like, yeah, the 93s, I think you could have bought a bunch of these Patriots ones. James White, you could have got a bunch of, I think, like 120-ish maybe, and then he ended up doubling in price like a month or two later. So it was expensive to get in. It's good for people, that have grinding coins so far to kind of buy a couple, do a couple, and then sell as they go up. At least, do the good teams. And the good teams will be more expensive in these sets than the bad teams. At least that's the way it was last year. So in the end, investors dream, and we don't know which cards are coming. I'm not going to predict the cards that are coming because that's almost impossible. It's a fool's errand, so I'm sure other people have. I think Director did a really good job, right? This is fan art. These are not the cards that are coming. These are not the cards that are coming. This is a fan art that Director did. I'll link his Twitter in the description. You can kind of go through them yourselves, but like this is just like mesmerizingly, like this is great, right? EA should hire Director, but I'm sure Director likes what he's doing now. Like this is legitimately cool card art. There's Bosa, always a Bosa because he's a Chargers fan. Darius Leonard here. I mean, nice work. I think Director knocks it out of the park. Everything he did. Like when I first looked at these things, I was stunned. Like silent. I was like, wow, this is what card art could be. That was absolutely hot. Obviously, I'm still not a fan of the borders, but Director makes do and does really well with what he has. Joe Mixon, Tremaine Edmonds. Yeah, it's phenomenal. So he's got a whole bunch of these. I think he's got like he's got a whole thread of them. I want to show. My favorite was Kamara because you can see the field in the visor. Yeah, this is just great work. Great work. Odell's kind of cool too. It's kind of got like that, like the rainbow in his thing to go along with like the rainbow colors in the screen. Russell Wilson, always hot. So, okay. Market impacts of Superstar KO. What's going to happen when we get all these cards? Will the market go down? Will it go up? Because we saw with this last promo, the market went up, right? Superstar KOs. So the thing I want to point your attention to the most, right? And the most impactful thing will be this alternate currency. If it comes out with an alternate currency, it could totally crash the market. Now, it might not potentially crash the market if we get a whole bunch of shit cards, right? Like last year, it was 4 big names that came out, 91 overall. And if they come out with big names, high overalls, we can see a total market crash, because what kept the market alive during this last one, Superstar MVP promos, was the fact that these rerolls took training. So we were able to buy old cards, use old cards, melt them down, and reroll for new cards. Now, if a new alternate currency comes, the old cards cannot be used for the new cards. Okay? So the old cards that are less demand now because we have new cards are going to go down in price because there's new content kind of pushing them out a little. Now, obviously, if the new content is shit, if they're all 83 overalls, again, that might not affect the market too much because right away, they won't be, amazing for teams. So we can still see a little stagnation there. But overall, like, generally, the rule of thumb is alternate currency, market goes down on the old cards. Okay? Training rerolls, market stays about level until something else comes along, or sometimes it's a delayed crash. So that's kind of the thought on like the larger macroeconomic picture of, the Madden Ultimate Team with the Ultimate Kickoff promo. Now, I think it's a good idea to be holding coins during this time. Obviously, coins are king. They always have. I've tried to say that a lot. So it really depends on, will content suck? Will the Masters be like 89 overall, or are they going to be 91 again? We'll see what they are based off what last year are. Last year's will be. With the Mudhead, the names on the Mudhead team, every team got one. They're not like the biggest names in the world. Like Blake Martinez, he's just ass. I'm surprised he's still in the NFL. I mean, some of these names are kind of cool. The offensive linemen were really neat, obviously, but again, none of these things were really top end. James Conner, I'm not a huge James Conner fan, even though I'm a Steelers fan. So that's the UK promo, right? That's the macroeconomic picture. The re-rolls will probably crash the market. Probably a good time to sell off, stack coins as you can. All right, now there's a couple other coin-making methods going on right now. The first one that I want to talk about, which is kind of a crazy one, basically people are, and I've said this before a lot of times, to the ELO at the start of the game. The ELO, your first 5 head-to-head season games, you log in and you lose those first 5, you're at a low ELO, and it'll be a lot easier to play, even for like the rest of the year, because it takes a long time. But anyways, this one person, his name, he's a YouTuber, I'll link his channel in the description, Mr. McBuckets, was basically did it last year, did it this year again. Here's his video. Now, as you see on his scoreboard, all 0-0 wins. Okay, so what happens is when you tank yourself so low, you start to match up with literal bots. Bots that are gonna quit out of the game against you. So like that's what he did. He said he lost 120 games in a row. And he started matching up with literal bots. Not like bad players, like literal bots. So like EA's just letting these bots kind of run wild to generate coins. I'm guessing this is how a lot of coins are sold from a lot of different things. So I mean, I hope EA gets rid of them because it's annoying to have so many bots on the auction house, or sorry, on the playlist. But basically, you could take advantage of them, right? You could farm them. So this person did this, and you gotta admire the inventiveness of it, and I definitely do. So there he was, generating Super Bowls, making a lot of coins like this. The only issue was he got banned for it. So like this huge coin making method where you lose like 120 games, he ended up banning for it. He has it on his channel here, and a couple videos later, I think I watched that one. He got banned right here. All right, so he got banned for cheating for doing this. So like while it's out there, while you can farm bots, EA is looking at a lot of people doing these kind of things, I guess, and banning some. So not the best thing to do, I would say. Definitely something I wouldn't recommend, because like losing 120 games, it takes a while to farm the account before you can like finally start farming those bots. And then if you get banned for it, I can't say I recommend that coin making method. So it sucks, but it is what it is, okay? The next one, like one that we've mentioned in the past and previous years, sorry I forgot to mention, I don't think I mentioned this year, but people are doing the playbook thing again. I mean, this has been, I can't believe I forgot, because this like literally launch day content for me the last 2 years, but I just forgot to launch it again this year. People are buying the playbooks from the store, re-rolling them, and selling them in the auction house. So definitely want to look through. You just go to your training, because people buy like base offense, base defense, fantasy packs. You can look through alternate defense, offensive fantasy packs. You look through all this stuff, compare the prices on the market to them. I'm not going to go through and show you. I guess I could show you what the hell. There's really no harm. Go through the market, see the prices, calculate out what you can get training at. Training, obviously, right now, on the high pieces are the cheapest. I'll show you the training spreadsheet in a second, but you go to type. You can look through any of these things, but collectibles, let's do playbooks, 8,000, 8,200. So if you can get training under if you get training like 40, you can easily make profit right now off these things, because 40 times 150, we'll just do 50 times 150 is like 7,500. So even if you get training at 50, there's still some profit here. Definitely something you want to look at, and just trying to take advantage of people who just go to the auction house for their playbooks instead of actually going to and rolling for shit. So John Madden here is being really John Madden sellable? I didn't realize John Madden was sellable. But you can stack John Maddens. Everybody gets one for 20 trophies, but I did not realize that. Gold coaches, not a bad one either. And then what do we? Stadiums. There you go. Stadiums look like they're profitable too at those prices. Wait, are stadiums 250? I think these might be 250, so these might not be profitable. But definitely take a look and research. Definitely go and filter by team to find out the cheapest ones and do it that way. All right, so those are two coin making methods. The second one I recommend. The first one I do not quit out of 100 games just to farm bots, because EA doesn't like that. I don't know. I'm kind of like weak on the reasoning for that ban. But EA's, I guess they thought he was a bot too. I don't know. So anyways, investments now that the UK promo is coming out. People say, hey, should I invest in base elites? We don't know what cards are coming, right? Predicting what cards are coming, it could be clowny like Director says. Like, Director could very well nail a lot of these things. I don't know. But there's so many cards that could potentially come between Russell Wilson, Kamara, Odell. Like, I would totally accept any one of these cards on their way. TJ Watt, yes, please. Defensive Player of the Year 2020. It's happening. Don't resist it. Just let in. Just let him into you. TJ Watt, let him into your soul. Defensive Player of the Year 2020. Anyways, I don't know. I don't think it's a great idea to invest in base elites. I think I'm going to do a video tomorrow about the kind of cards you want to invest in, because there are general cards that you want. You can't necessarily predict each individual program what's coming, but you can invest in well-known things. So I'll do a video on investments specifically. This one's getting a little long, but overall, like, do I suggest investing in power-ups for this UK promo? Like, only 4 cards power-ups hitting it, right? These 4, they were solid. But all of these cards here, none of these went into the power-up. Wait, this card didn't even go into his power-up. Yeah, so it's not a good idea to invest in power-ups for the UK promo, because last year they didn't go into the power-up. So just know that before you go ahead and spend a lot of coins on power-ups for the UK, you will get effed. It's probably a good idea to buy power-ups during the UK promo as people are pulling packs, and maybe down the road as cards get started to get upgraded with Team of the Week and whatnot, for those things to go up. So just let you know, the investments will be in the UK promo cards. Some of these cards that are rare out of packs are good ones, but I think I'm going to talk about that's investment video tomorrow. I'm going to try and do. So there you go. I hope this Market Monday helped. Let me know. Oh, by the way, my all pro packs were fucking insane. I made that note, dude. If you weren't here on Twitch, I don't know. Should I put them here on YouTube? My all pro packs were fucking legendary. That was like sublime. How crazy these all-pro packs were for me. Now, your mileage may vary. You may get like worse, but Twitch was legitimately mad at me for how good my packs were, how many coins I made off that. So there you go. Your mileage may vary though, so you might get screwed. But oof. See you tomorrow, guys.